Welcome back to the Shabbos Treasure series. I'm Gila Ross, host of the Power Up podcast, and I'm here together with my co-host,
Rabbi Samuel Ross, and we are delighted to be able to share a weekly idea that you can take into your Shabbos and upgrade and beautify immediately. Enjoy. Amazing being with you. This is in memory of Martin, and tonight we start, I believe, with 5 questions. Question number 1. You come in and your shoes, your nice leather shoes, are caked with mud because in this part of the world sometimes it rains. Is it okay to scrub off with the mud off your leather shoes? So I'm not sure whether the question stumped you all.
Can it be if it's dry and not wet, like brush it off?
Okay, so we'll see. Maybe there'll be a distinction between dry and wet. Thank you for an attempt. Right, maybe question number 2.
What about cleaning your couch with water? Are you allowed to do that?
Right, your couch gets dirty.
Thoughts? No one's couch ever gets dirty. It's just ours.
Okay, but you see where we're going with this one. 3rd question, because again we're discussing cleaning things with water, perhaps, or scrubbing them. Are you allowed to wash a metal pot on Shabbos? Now we've moved away from our shoes and moved away from our couch. Now we're at a metal pot.
I would have said, yeah, with cold water.
Okay, so Rich was thinking a little bit out of the box. He's thinking maybe the hot or the cold. But okay, so again, so please, someone. Who was that?
I was going to say if you need it for another meal.
Oh, very good. Okay, so again, we'll see in a minute that there might be another potential issue as well, but Rich is thinking about things we've learned already. Very, very good. 4th question.
If let's say you're holding a baby and the baby throws up on you or does something else and are you allowed to remove the stain from your shirt by rubbing it? Even if
I feel like is the answer something to do with like dabbing instead of like rubbing? Is there a way of like dabbing? I don't know.
She's onto something.
Perhaps dabbing. Okay, we're going to have to see. Okay, but
you can't soak. Oh, there. We're talking. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
I've been trying to talk and you couldn't hear, and it just wouldn't work.
You can't. On the phone, it's hard to see who's talking.
No, with the sip, you can't soak it up.
Okay, good. Okay, so you're thinking about the soaking up part, which is very important. That's also going to be a part of tonight. But what about if it wasn't that bad? Let's say it was just a bit of a chulent thing. Let's downplay it a little bit. Okay, let's downplay it. It's just a little bit of a chulent stain. Could you rub it off? Whether with water or without water. Okay, so we'll come back to that. Hi, Stephen. Good to see you. And finally, the final question for tonight is, so again, we've looked at cleaning our shoes, we've looked at cleaning our couch, we've looked at cleaning the metal pot, we've looked at maybe cleaning our sleeve together with another bit of fabric. And our final question is, I think it's your turn.
Yes, if you come in from the rain and your coat's wet, are you allowed to shake the water off? Maddie doesn't like it.
Andrew doesn't seem to like it either. Okay.
Well, so, you wouldn't be able to shake it off on the grass because potentially you're watering the grass because you shake it off.
Good. Andrew's remembering an early one. Good. What about inside your house? There's no grass inside your house. Could there be any issues?
No.
Yeah, someone could slip on the water on the floor.
Oh, that wouldn't be very nice, would it?
No.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, then you can't mop it up either. So.
Oh, so the mopping, by the way, the mopping part is going to be very, very connected with tonight. I just out of interest. What's the problem with mopping? Maybe we'll get a hint.
You're soaking up the water.
Oh, very good, very good. So Maddie's really a step ahead here. Maddie is teaching us that there are potential. Again, we'll see. Maybe mopping is a little bit different, but basically, essentially, the problem is going to be water and mopping things up, and that's really what we're going to look at tonight. So we're looking at a new melacha tonight, new one of the 39. And this one in Hebrew is called melacha, and in English, the best translation that I've seen is scouring. Now, I don't know what scouring means. when I say it's the best one, because I haven't seen any other ones. If anyone's got a better one than scouring, please feel free, because it's not quite washing, but we'll see. But essentially, what is
Scrubbing?
it's not a scrubbing is one of the ways.
Laundry, Malabi.
I don't know. We'll you know, by the end of this evening, my job for all of you is to come up with a better definition. But what is this melacha? It's the cleansing of materials which are absorbent. You know, they can absorb liquid, and these materials have absorbed maybe soil or grime or something else, and now you're coming along and you're going to cleanse it. You're going to clean it. So that is the essential problem. Because again, you've got to think of it this way: when you look at a piece of wool, you're probably thinking, my goodness, it's so white, it's so clean. When it comes off our good old friend, the sheep, it's filthy, it's got impurities, it's got bits of black. And it had to go through a whole process to clean it. So that was what it was in the Mishkan. And now we're going to have the exact same situation. It's funny because I'm looking at my phone, I can see on the computer, I'm looking the other way. But we're going to, it's essentially, it's an absorbent material where you are trying to get rid of some sort of impurity. Okay, Kelly, you want to now fill us in perhaps with practical ramifications.
Okay, so what comes under it, practically speaking, right now that we've sort of said the translation, sorry, what comes in it? So basically any type of washing, soaking, squeezing, even scrubbing a material that is dry is included in this melacha. So it's included any soft or pliant materials. Hold on a second, let's let Nikki in. And let's think she's great. Hold on just a second. Yes, she's in. Hi, Nikki. Okay, where were we up to? So any soft or pliant materials, including natural leathers, feathers. Sorry, I'm a bit tired tonight. Fabrics, leathers, or canvas materials. Okay, so I guess you're already now starting to think about like different types of materials that could come up.
Now this sounds like very complicated and esoteric, but I wrote this. But I think essentially, again, you're thinking about your piece of I don't know, your shirt, or you're thinking about I don't know, your couch. The moment you start washing it, soaking it, squeezing it, anything like that, because you're trying to clean it, you are doing this one of the 39 types of forbidden work, which is called scouring. I also don't know what scouring is, but you see, it's not just washing. But again, you're starting to think, you know, once I'm not going to go as far as, I don't know, a water fight, but once you start throwing water over stuff and you start soaking materials, that's really what we're dealing with here, because it really is potentially cleaning it.
Okay, but so practically speaking, let's try and get a clear understanding of what comes under it, what doesn't. So firstly, it's not just clothing, anything. So and even a non-garment, for example, like carpet, leather, fabric couches, or string, anything that is absorbent and is soft, would come under it. Okay, so for example, and it also applies to it doesn't just apply to removing a stain, but even improving a stain would be a problem. All right, so for example, if you have,
let's ask them this question. What about, what's the example here, a blouse, right? You spill a little bit of water on your blouse, right, guys? You do this the whole time. We do this the whole time. We spill. I'm sorry. We have
a wine stain.
A wine stain on our blouse. Are we allowed to pour a little bit of water on it to get rid of the horrible purple color?
Or even just to make it a little bit, to fade it a little bit.
No.
Based on what we said.
No.
Is it a bit like absorbing? You don't want things to absorb.
Right, absolutely. So that is the problem, right? Because you've got the absorbent material, you've got the blouse, you've got the piece of clothing, and the moment you're going to put water onto it to dilute it, to make it white again, try and get rid of the color, that is the problem. So that's what we're talking about there. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about trying to get water onto this material to make it make it cleaner. Now I've got to add, it does not apply to materials, hard materials like glass or wood or things like that, because they don't absorb any dirt. So we're only talking about softer materials like clothing and like leather that can absorb liquid, that can absorb things. And
So can you like blot it then, just so that it doesn't absorb, and dab it?
What, are you talking about wood? You're talking about something hard or soft?
Like the fabric.
No, so the fabric is a problem. If you got fabric that gets dirty, you're not supposed to put water on it to clean it. It doesn't matter how you do it. You're not supposed to clean it. You can't put water on it. That is the problem. If you've got something hard like a piece of wood or a piece of metal, then that is fine. Which, remember, one of our questions was, are you allowed to clean dishes, your pots and pans on Shabbos?
I guess yes, then, if it's a hard material.
So it's not a problem, but you've got to do what Richard said. Number one, you have to knead it for Shabbos, right? Number two, you can't pour boiling hot water onto the grease. So either you can use cold water, or if it's hot water that was warm before Shabbos or something like that, or from the Shabbos kettle, you cool it down a bit, or something like that. Okay, and also the type of sponge, guys. You remember you have to use a certain type of sponge. Okay.
One that doesn't absorb.
Perfect. One that doesn't absorb. Okay. So I know this is quite a complicated one, but really what we've seen tonight, we're going to try and clarify it with 3 different stages. Gilles in a minute is going to clarify the 3 stages. But essentially what we've seen so far is that this melacha that we've seen tonight is you can't start, if something's dirty or something's got, it's a piece of clothing, you can't start putting water on it to try and clean it. Even to rub it together without water could be a problem, to try and get the dirt out. Okay,
so basically, the way to remember this is, for anyone that's ever watched a washing machine, well, it may have been quite a few years ago since you were like small enough to sit there and be fascinated by the machine spinning around, right? For some of us, but there's kind of like 3 stages, and these are the 3 methods through which any of them, right? So if you do any of these, it's a violation of the melacha. So what are they? Okay, so think about it the first way. Number 1 is soaking, right? So if you think about the laundry process, the laundering, the first thing that happens when you put something in the washing machine, it gets soaked with water, right? So and that on its own, it starts to clean the material, right? Because it's when the way it works is when clean water saturates a material, it starts to loosen the grime and the stains and the stains on it. So soaking a fabric in any clear liquid is a problem. Even if you're not going to do anything further, even if you're not going to do scrubbing or squeezing, and even if the stain doesn't disappear, just the act of soaking it with water or any other clear liquid would come under this melacha.
So let me ask you a question, guys. You've got a spill on your countertop. How are you supposed to dry it up? Because you're not really supposed to start using fabric and stuff. What's the best way to start cleaning up a spill? What material should you use? What would be the best? How can you start wet things? So the answer is going to be use a paper towel, a pre-cut paper towel or a napkin. Once you start getting to fabrics, it gets more.
Can I ask you something though?
Yes.
You're not going to squeeze it.
If you use a paper towel that's already cut, that's absorbing the water.
So paper towels is not, paper is not an issue. It's a good question. It's fabric that's the issue. Paper is not an issue.
And Rabbi, can you clarify about using the towel?
Yes, again, you can use a towel as long as you're not going to wring it out.
So I could use a piece of kitchen roll.
Yeah, that's pre-cut.
That's already cut. Put it down. It'd soak it in. As long as I don't pick it up and squeeze it into, I put it straight into the bin. Don't squeeze it.
Yeah. What the water's on the let's say on the counter already, so you can just start scrubbing it and cleaning it, or absorb it or something. You can wipe down the countertop that way.
So, and I know changing the subject completely, but would that be the same with like baby wipes?
So baby wipes is a different conversation. Did we do baby wipes yet?
No.
I don't remember if we did. I don't remember if we did baby wipes yet.
Wouldn't that come under squeezing?
Let's come back. Let's come back to baby wipes.
All right.
I don't. I actually thought we did it about 6 months ago in halving. I get baby wipes is contentious. Yeah, let's just assume for argument's sake that we can use it. There's a whole question why you can use it. Okay, but then you have to be very careful not to start pushing out water. But paper is just according to most opinions is excluded. Okay, the second thing is scrubbing. And you think about your washing machine, and you're not supposed to rub or scrub a garment even when it's dry to remove the stain. So again, the first stage we saw was, getting the water to try and get rid of a stain. But you're not even supposed to rub or scrub. You think about, turning, I don't know, a bit of. I've got a short sleeve shirt, but long sleeves to get to, start getting rid of it. Yeah, rubbing it together.
If you have a stain, often we rub, especially if you think about, let's say, a bit of hardened mud or something on it, then it's that in itself is a cleansing thing, right? If you've ever got flour or something on your material, you just like shake it off, rub it off, not just shake it off.
So I'll give you a crazy one of this, that even to rub a leather belt to clean it could be a problem. It's the same thing, because again, it applies to leather, it applies, so your leather belt gets dirty, to stop rubbing it and whatever could be an issue. And finally, squeezing. And we'll go back to all the original questions. That squeezing, or I think Maddie was speaking about, is exerting strong pressure on a wet fabric. Then you're brought this up at the beginning, you're getting rid of the water. So let me ask you a question, guys. We didn't do this one yet. Your carpet gets wet. And again, it applies, the whole problem applies to carpet or anything like that as well. How are you supposed to absorb the water from the carpet?
It's a soft fabric, isn't it? It's going to absorb everything.
It's going to absorb, so how are you supposed to dry it up?
Dab it.
Can you put like a paper towel or something on the top?
Perfect. Perfect. The best way to do it is, because you're not even supposed to, let's say, use your socks and start trampling in it or something like that, because you absorb the water. The best way is to just put paper towels down. Let's just quickly go through the questions again. Again, we saw that scouring, the melacha of scouring of melacha is cleansing the material that's absorbent to get rid of the soil, grime, or other impurities. And it can even be when it's dry, even to rub things together, scrub things together. Let's go through the questions. Okay, is it okay to scrub your leather shoes to get mud off them? I think Robertson has given you a hint.
No.
It's not okay. Why is it not?
Done, Maddie.
Why is it not okay, Maddie?
I was saying no, but my microphone doesn't seem to
everything's delayed. So why is it not okay? Because again, you're cleaning it. It's absorbent and you're cleaning it.
And
what about to clean your couch with some water?
No.
No? Same problem again. What about your pots and pans?
Only if you're going to use it for Shabbos and not with hot water.
Yeah. Or again, it could be hot water as long as you don't put the hot water straight on the water.
Yeah.
But again, the point is that metal is excluded. It's okay. Getting on to the next two.
Is it okay to remove a stain a baby has made on your shirt by rubbing it, even if you're not using water?
No.
No.
That's correct. What about shaking a wet coat after coming in from the rain?
We didn't do that one yet.
I still say no.
Correct. You know why?
Because you're making a puddle on purpose. I don't know.
Any way of forcing out liquid is a problem, even by shaking. So
if
here,
you're not forcing out, it's on top of your coat.
Yeah, but you are if you shake.
Yeah, exactly. It depends how you do it. If you just hang the coat up, Steve, if you hang the coat up, you're fine. But if you're vigorously shaking it, you're trying to get rid of the liquid. So even that is an issue. But by the way, the issue doesn't apply to plastic stuff. So it depends what your coat's made out of. If it's made out of plastic, it's okay. Like plastic is because it only applies to certain materials which are absorbent. It applies to leather and things like that. It doesn't apply to varnish, it applies to plastic. But that's essentially the thing. We're not trying to rub things together to get rid of dirt and impurities.
So can I just ask? Just say you're at someone's house and like a drink gets spilt on you. Do you just literally sit there then and there's nothing you can do?
I mean, you could put a paper towel on you or something like that to dab it up. But you can't start putting water on you to start getting rid of it. And
can you put a towel on to dry yourself if you get something spilt on you?
I think you could do that, but I don't think you should start putting pressure on it and
So you can put a towel on, but you can't like squeeze the materials to get the water out, and you can't like.
So maybe adults should start bringing spare clothes out with them as well, as well as babies.
Yeah, we started the thing with babies, but we're back.
Or choose who you have helping to serve and pass the food, right, Bev?
Okay, thank you so much, everyone, and have a good week.
Thank you.
Thank you for taking the time to listen. I'd love to hear what you thought. You can get in touch with me. You can find me on Instagram at @GilaRoss. And please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss out on future episodes. Thank you and have a wonderful day.